Thank God it's a Friday, the 17th of May. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final show of the week. It's the final trading day of the week as well. But first, let's quickly walk you through what Thursday the markets look like for that trading session. The Nigerian stock market came back from nearly 8 sessions of negative, finishing to end Thursday on a positive note, 0.35%. Stock still bouncing around the cabin, with the insurance sector helping to lift the market a bit to the upside on Thursday, including other bigger names within the market space, such as Airtel Africa, posting bigger jump on the trading day. 98,156 was where the NGX finished in Lagos on Thursday. The BRVM was down at 219.4. The Egyptian stock market was up 3.27%. Thursday is the final trading day in Cairo. The Nairobi stock market was better by roughly 0.2% at 109.19, while the South African GSE was stronger by 0.19% at 79,509. Those are some of the markets we cover for you on a daily basis. Let's take that down and roll up what are some of the biggest names in East Africa. Rwanda says its new Bugesera district airports will become operational by the year 2028, looking to expand airport commercial aviation facilities across the East African country. And President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda has signed an oil port deal with President Ruto of Kenya, and that's during the second day of his 3-day official trip to his neighboring economy, that's Kenya. That deal has sort of put to rest the dispute between Kenya and Uganda over how Uganda will get its oil from Kenya, a strategic partner, over many years. In the meantime, about 300 billion shillings will be the shortfall this year for the Kenya Revenue Authority in terms of tax collections, despite the new tax measures that just been put in place by the Ruto's administration. And the Republic of Congo is planning to float a new national gas company and is targeting local gas demand in the Central African Republic. And finally, India has signaled interest to be a part of the fourth oil and gas licensing round under President Samia Suluhu Hassan. This is the 5th licensing round by Tanzania, just a reopening of those licensing by this East African economy. Those are the headlines. Eastern Central Africa. What's making the big splash across West Africa? The Nigerian Ministry of Power and the IAFDB yesterday started the 2-day East African Energy Marketplace summit in Abuja, the country's political capital, as the government says it's ready now to start paying some of the billions of naira in legacy debts owed to power companies, which the EFDB Vice President Karuki says that will be some good news for investors looking to support Nigeria's emerging electricity sector. In the meantime, Jumia Technology says it's looking to focus on Nigeria and hone down on the country to return the business to profit. And the Minister of Finance in Nigeria, Wale Edun, says the country has no plan to grab the 20 trillion naira. A couple of other news making headlines within West Africa, with the Côte d'Ivoire joining Arab Africa Trade Bridges Program. That's part of the news from West Africa. But let's move on very quickly and just to touch on Southern Africa's, that's having a very broader look within their particular region. And not so good news. After 76 years, Rolex says it's shorting its South Africa office. And that's not some good news. Rolex are those expensive. And remember that for VIP luxury watches maker and distributor around the world that says it's going to shut down its office in South Africa. What's happening? No more. I'm sure there's still money, millionaires and billionaires in South Africa that could still afford Rolex. But the market in South Africa has been a little bit tough for Rolex in recent years as the economy teeters. In the meantime, South Africa is gearing up for a legal battle over the new national health insurance bill that's just been signed into law by President Ramaphosa earlier this week. In Zimbabwe, African distilleries posted 1%, just a marginal growth in the year 2023 because cheap imports of alcohol, beer, wine, spirit is stressing the African distilleries company's business in Zimbabwe. In the meantime, one of the biggest companies on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, Delta, reporting its full year 2023 ended March 2024. Revenue up 43%, operating income up about 52%, EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization was about 48% better. A dividend of 0.02 cents will be paid to shareholders. And finally, the African Finance Corporation is looking to secure at least $1 billion in fresh funding to support projects around infrastructure across the continent. Those are your headlines in Southern Africa. Let's walk you up to the northern part of the continent, where Contract Financial Holdings first quarter income was about 443 million Egyptian pounds. In the meantime, Cairo are starting partial trial of a new metro line, the third phase that will connect the old Cairo with the new one. And Orascom Development Egypt, one of the biggest holding company listed on the Cairo Stock Exchange, is reporting 41.4% revenue jump in the first quarter ended March, while Egypt's second tranche of $14 billion is now in from the UAE. That's around the Ras El Hekma project that UAE is pursuing aggressively with the private sector in Egypt. That's some money that Egypt can use at this time in terms of currency inflows. And those are your headlines this Friday. Lay back and enjoy the weekend, everyone. I intend to have one. I'll see you back on Monday, bright and early, on Frontier Opening Bell. Have a great weekend, everyone, and see you then.